Jennifer to the Rescue. I'm Jennifer Johnson, and I'm just so happy to be here. It's a beautiful summer day outside, and I always try to start out with a little song. Okay?
Yes.
Is that all right?
Yes.
I'll introduce my guest after, and he may not want to be my guest after I sing to him. So, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I like that song anyway. Okay, but Dave's looking like, yeah.
Very good.
Is that all?
That's all. There's more to it. We'll finish it next week. Thank you. I'm Jennifer Johnson, and we just want to thank Logan Street Signs and Banners for being a wonderful sponsor of our show. And we're here at the Wofford Theater every Wednesday. No, I always say that. If you look at my past shows, they're on Tuesdays. I always do Tuesday at noon. And my whole mission is to provide effective resources that drive performance, produce clarity and direction through networking, training, and multimedia solutions. And what does that mean? Go to jennifertotherescue.com and you'll find out some more about me. I just try to bring very valuable people and members of different groups that can share great things that are going on that you might not know about. And Dave McCarty is my guest today, and he is with DMC Group. And you're a certified healthcare consultant and government benefits specialist. You knew that, right?
I knew it.
You knew it. You're on top of it. Dave, we've known each other for a little while, but can you share with us, we're just glad you're here. And I know
Thank
that
you.
this is
my pleasure.
You're welcome. This information that you're going to share today, and obviously people will probably be able to follow up with you because they'll probably have lots of questions, is very important information we need to get. So tell us a little bit about you, just for a minute or two. Who are you, Dave?
Yes, I appreciate it. You mentioned I'm a certified healthcare consultant and government benefits
Yes.
specialist. That's based on having 30 years experience in nursing home and hospital administration, rehab administration, Medicare and Medicaid management, and then elder law as a paralegal for 4 years.
Goodness.
So in doing that, I used to have to work with the elder law attorney and use insurance agents, and I would have to follow up with those agents to make sure they were treating our customers properly.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided I could do that too. So I became an insurance broker. So at this point, I can offer government benefits knowledge, healthcare knowledge, and insurance brokerage products that will help address the risk of healthcare being the #1 reason for bankruptcy today.
And that was our whole reason to get together today, was talk about the healthcare. Well, doesn't that sound like fun? But you do this every day, and you're passionate about it.
It is, and that does come across to people, my passion. I'm happy doing what I do. I can be my own boss and capitalize on my knowledge through my career in healthcare and government benefits. And it's so integral and important in today's healthcare environment, where government benefits and healthcare are intertwined, inseparable. And if you don't know someone that knows both government benefits and healthcare, you're getting nothing but the small picture view.
Right. So we were talking about differentiating between the broker consultant,
Yes.
which you are, and just an agent.
Yes.
So one more time, just tell us, why would they want to work with somebody who's a broker consultant and not just an agent?
Very good. Most agents, there are a few that are not typical, but most are salesmen, have been salesmen all their life, and many of which are captive to only one insurance company. Those insurance companies concentrate and really focus on converting those new agents to salesmen.
Right.
And that model did not work for me. I knew it wouldn't. Never been a salesman, never will. My model is to provide public education based on my experience, and by doing so, people will chase me as a reputable resource instead of me having to be a salesman and chase.
And just all about
people.
the numbers, right?
Exactly.
You're here to make a difference. So tell us about what he's given me some cheat sheets, so I'm not just doing it on my own here. But what the Affordable Care Act of 2010, what has it already done?
Okay.
Because I know there's things that's already done and it's going to do,
Yes.
right? There's still
Very good place to start. The Affordable Care Act during those elections, and President Obama won those elections, but before the elections I did a lot of public speaking, and people would oftentimes ask me, which president would be better. And I said it doesn't matter, because neither one of them have very good plans to help control healthcare costs. And unless we control healthcare costs, we're doomed to repeat ourselves. But healthcare then, as the number one reason for bankruptcy, if an agent were to address healthcare needs, they'll address it from the salesman's point of view. And oftentimes, once they make that sale, their knowledge is not there, and they don't have time, and they're sales-oriented, and may become useless to a customer. A broker consultant, a broker aspect of that means simply that you are contracted with all insurance agents, or able to represent all insurance companies. So not captive to one company.
Right.
Allows me to be loyal to the customer.
really look out for their best interest.
The second part of it, relates to what I mentioned, the intertwined nature of government benefits and healthcare. Having that healthcare experience and the government benefits knowledge, then I can give valuable free support that many people charge, or have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
But my insurance customers get that valuable free support ongoing for themselves and their family as well.
Cool. So, while we have just about a minute before break,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you remind us, or at least I know I see it on the screen, but not everybody's seeing this. What is the best contact information for you so they can find you?
Yes, my website, a very good source of material that I'm discussing today, and expands on it greatly, is dmcgrouponline.com. That's D as in David, M as in McCarty, C as in consultant, grouponline.com. My local phone number is 317-823-3713.
Okay. We are going to take a short break. We are going to come back and pick up where we left off. You're going to give us some solutions to the problems, I guess. Have we addressed all the problems? I'm not sure.
No, we'd like to expand on a little
Okay.
more knowledge and then provide some solutions that
Okay.
make sense.
All right. Well, we'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. Sometimes we're pretty serious around here, not always just laughing and being silly. This is good information.
Thank
So
you.
don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to Jennifer to the Rescue. I'm Jennifer Johnson, and you can call me at 317-513-6823, and you can check out Jennifer to the Rescue, all written out.com. We're here today in the beautiful Wofford Theater, and we just say thanks to Logan Street Signs and Banners for being a wonderful sponsor every week when I come in here and kind of take over for a little while. We're here with Dave McCarty of DMC Group, who I've known for quite a while, and feel very confident that he knows what it's all about when it comes to the Affordable Care Act and all the stuff that you do just because you are a good person and you're passionate and you're not just an agent. Now, I was an agent, so I'm just going to say that. I'm not saying that, but you've got a very extensive background, so it makes you who you are and able to address so many questions. I think we were just talking a little bit about the reasons for the Affordable Care Act. Was that kind of?
Yes. Yes.
Why did we even need that?
The most relevant point, Jennifer, is that before the Affordable Care Act was created and during the elections or before the elections, voters were demanding that something be done about health care. It became the number one agenda for any presidential candidate.
Right.
And so the elections are over. We have the Affordable Care Act and its representation. And the point here is that before, in our history, when a party would lose, they would set aside their agenda and for the betterment of the country. And so that would be good if we could go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
But my personal experience, when I was in a nursing home administrator, I had middle-class people that were going broke and bankrupt due to their extraordinary health care costs. And that's where the passion comes from, not political,
right.
Not economics, because I have many agents tell me how rich I could be if I'd quit doing all the free things that I do. It's about being happy with what I'm doing and about helping to protect the middle class from bankruptcy by healthcare.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, what are our solutions?
Well, having someone that can guide you through that complicated system is the primary solution, because what people don't know can hurt them. And what insurance agents and Medicare people and enroll people and what someone on the exchange itself don't know, what they don't know can hurt you. And there's so many ways to go wrong, and so many people that don't know that big picture view.
Right. So working with someone like you,
Mm-hmm.
you're a veteran-owned insurance brokerage. That's pretty cool
Yes.
to know that. So and you've already said, you've expounded on that you don't just look at the small picture, you look at the whole thing. So
Yes.
what do you do typically? I mean, how do you sit down and you just say, these are all your options and let's put a plan together? Is that what you...
Sometimes I'll evaluate their current plan and give them honest feedback as to whether they're going to be better off staying where they're at or not. And if they're not, then we'll look at and detail options that will help cover their situation. And part of the research that I do that's free involves the idea of hospitalization being a big chunk of money that demands people pay for health care. Hospitalization, many plans do not cover it very good at all. And also prescription medicine, a big area of expertise that needs to be addressed, that can drive people bankrupt as well. So I specialize in those research areas and come up with options on the Affordable Care Act that will cover hospitalization at 100%. Many people get recommended plans that require them to pay anywhere from 10% to 40% of a hospital bill.
Which can be extremely
That's
expensive.
a recipe for bankruptcy in itself. So the plans I recommend cover 100%. Likewise, on Medicare, folks, I can address the risk there and emphasize that plans that cover 100% are, if you can afford it, are going to be your best option. If not, we've got some cheaper options as well.
So you sit down with somebody and you can actually pull up what the exchange. Now, for those who might be listening who are on a group plan or something, don't know any, what's the best way to explain what's the definition of the exchange? Does that make any sense? I don't know if that's the right question.
It's a device where you can go and get quotes for what's known as Obamacare plans.
Okay, so literally you can sit there and look at what the exchange offers, look at there's other options, whatever.
Yes.
So you look at all and you give them, and it boils down to that they get to choose what makes most sense. But I know a lot of people, I have been an insurance agent for many years, have not sat down with anybody with the exchange, but it is always kind of one of those things where, on paper it looks, oh, that looks good, the price is great. But like you're saying, if they're not looking at the hospitalization, if they're not looking at the prescriptions, they might be missing a very expensive part of their rate. Might be good because they're going to pay quite a bit in the event that they need a prescription or they need hospitalization, right?
That's exactly right.
That's exactly. So to sit down but that's how you should be approaching any of your insurance needs. It's just happening that the health insurance industry, the whole thing is very confusing.
Yes.
And there are not new people going to insurance, really, health insurance anyway. Doesn't seem like that's a real...
A lot of new enrollees have come on
Well,
board.
new enrollees, but I'm thinking about people doing what you do.
Oh, yes, that's
Because
true.
it seems like more of them are going away because they can't handle all the...
As a matter of fact, yes, more have gone away, so we've lost a lot of valuable resources, and instead we've decided to use government grant money to train new people that don't know anything about it, some of which have not been through criminal background checks.
Oh boy, it's just one thing after another.
But I've seen those options that are recommended to people, and that's where I immediately zeroed in on these do not have good coverage for hospitalization. As a matter of fact, in describing the benefits, it's not listed on this plan that you have in front of you. And when I ask them, what's missing, they don't even know what's missing. So again, these are navigators and agents that have recommended plans that have not addressed the biggest risk in healthcare, which is hospitalization.
Oh my goodness. So you see why it would be important to sit down with Dave or somebody from DMC Group and definitely get an overview. We're going to come back. We're not done yet. Dave, give us your contact information. We've still got a couple more solutions we need to address.
Yes.
So, but give them your contact before we go to our...
Phone number 317-823-3713, and online dmcgrouponline.com.
All right. Well, we'll be right back. We have a little more time with Dave. He's a very busy guy, so don't miss that last segment. We'll be right back.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to Jennifer to the Rescue. I'm Jennifer Johnson. Thank you, Logan Street Signs and Banners, for having us in here this week and every week on Tuesdays, where I bring wonderful guests. And Dave is just one of the many, but he is the guest for today. Certified healthcare consultant and government benefits specialist with DMC Group. And I've known Dave for a little while and trust him completely. We were talking about the solutions. We're addressing the whole thing today was really that healthcare is the number one reason for bankruptcy. And what does that mean for us, you and me, because we all fall in that. And we were talking about your first solution was knowledge. Knowledge and action is power. So sitting down with somebody who is a consultant broker over just an agent. You're getting that bigger picture.
Yeah.
What are some of the other, obviously, sitting down to know, to look at the whole picture, but then what do you do? What do you do?
The core of the solution
Yeah.
involves insurance so that you can protect the risk. And unfortunately, that involves, a committal and an appropriate amount of money to
Right.
get that insurance in place. Well, in many cases, we're our own worst enemy in regards to we tend to procrastinate
Because you don't want to deal with
because
insurance.
we don't want to do it. We want to put it on the back burner.
Right.
Or we're in denial that because we're healthy currently, we're in denial that that's ever going to happen to us, that we're going to need
Right.
health insurance, or that we're going to go bankrupt and be subject to everything that goes along with bankruptcy. So knowing then, that chronic illness and healthcare is the number one reason for bankruptcy, the first action, is to do something about it and not procrastinate. Don't be in denial because it can sneak up on you overnight.
And then it's too late,
and it's
isn't
too
it?
late.
It's not funny, but it's just one of
It's
those things
not,
we drag our feet to do things we don't want to do.
You wouldn't believe the stories I've had, the calls that I've had, saying, "I wish I'd listened to you, Dave. I know now what you were saying, and I didn't listen."
And you don't want to have that be the thing. So what do you do if you get declined? Is that what we're talking about here?
Well, today, you don't really get declined because pre-existing conditions are not
Right, they're
an issue.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, number one, can you afford it? And number two, if you can't afford it, are you going to commit to doing it and making it happen now?
Yeah. Wow. So the bottom line for all of this is or have we touched on everything? And then give us what the bottom line is. What other?
Well, the idea is that you can have a salesman address
Right.
you, or you can have a broker consultant with experience in legal, financial, healthcare, and government benefits. And so the bottom line becomes, do you want for the exact same money, because you're not going to pay any extra. Agents get their money from insurance companies. I get my money from insurance companies. So for the exact same money, would you rather have a salesman or a broker that's not loyal to any company with valuable free support?
Well, I was sitting here thinking, not every consultant broker or a broker consultant is going to have the background that you have.
No,
I mean, that's not a prerequisite to being a broker consultant, right?
It's not. As a matter of fact, it's pretty rare.
I know.
It's so rare that I extend myself and offer family meals and at restaurants if you can find one.
Dave, crazy man. No, but that
but,
makes you who you are.
It does, and it goes to the passion, because agents again tell me that I could be pretty rich if I'd quit doing all that free stuff. But the free stuff is what makes me happy. So there's no substitute for that.
And you've been in business how long?
As a broker consultant, I've been in business 8 years, and of course that follows my 30 years in healthcare administration and Medicare, Medicaid management.
And then you were a paralegal. Elder law. So, I mean, definitely. Dave, give us the information, though, again, how to reach you. And, I would just definitely concur. I mean, if you're out there thinking, I wonder if he really knows what he's doing. Sounds like he's got a good, I will tell you he knows what he's doing. And I know some of your people that work with you, they know what they're doing too. And it's insurance is scary stuff. And this is the really scary stuff. Not that the property and casualty, auto and home isn't scary stuff, but we're talking about stuff we don't want to do because we're not really sure, and it is so crazy out there. So talking to somebody who has the background like you do, give me your give them your contact information one more time, please.
Yes, phone number 317-823-3713, and my website dmcgrouponline.com.
And it is a sad thing that healthcare is the number one reason for bankruptcy, but I believe it, and I've been very untouched by it. So it's good to know that there's somebody out there doing what you're doing. And if they call you or they email me at Jennifer to the Rescue, actually info@jennifertotherescue.com would get to me. You can call me as well, 317-513-6823. I know that. I practiced that a few times. Dave he's wonderful. I refer people to him and he'll take it and go with it, or the people that he works with take it and do it. Most of the time you're dealing with people who are a little frantic, I'm sure, because they've realized they've probably procrastinated a little bit too long. Exactly. And now they've got that moment when they realize, I need to take care of this. So Dave is very proactive, does not sit back and just wait for people to come to him. You do things when you get a lead, you take care of it, and you get and I always try to end my show, and I forget a lot of times, but this one actually is pretty appropriate, I think. Before I get to it, though, I do want to remind everybody there's a fish fry this Thursday, and maybe you're watching this after the fact, but Dan's Fish Fry here at Harbor Manor and the Lodge, which is over on Sheridan Road at 1667 Sheridan Road. It's State Road 38. They're actually raising money for Meals on Wheels. So the money that's raised will go to that. And you can go, actually, I don't know if you can go online. Yes, you can. hmanorlodge.com. hmanorlodge.com. There's going to be wonderful music. But I do want to definitely, the music is Jennifer JT Express. If you've heard that name before, we've done a few things around the area. But I always try to end up, they can't see this, I don't know why. I always try to end up, I'm a musician. If you caught the beginning of this, I sing. And this was a very serious subject, but we laughed a little bit too, I think. I always try to leave with an upbeat, trying to make sure that you know that we're not trying to bring you down, we're trying to pick you up. Brought you a wonderful broker consultant you can call. It's not about how much you do, but how much love you put into what you do that counts. That's Mother Teresa. I think that's a great way to end the show. That's my little upbeat for today and for Dave McCarty and the DMC group. And I'm Jennifer Johnson, and we will see you next week. Actually, we're starting a new show on Thursday. There's a lot of buzz. It's an event kind of thing. So check us out Thursday. And it's live streamed at 1 p.m. And if you watch this after the fact, just look for the hometown scene with Jenny. There you go. We'll see you soon. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.